Okay, so thanks so much for being here. Very pleased to comment on the most recent independent report by the Economic Impact Assessment Tribunal, which was established under the Saskatchewan First legislation and chaired by Michael Malani at KC, vice chaired by Janice McKinnon. I want to thank the Tribunal, the report's authors who truly rolled up their sleeves, put in some 400 hours of work, as I understand it, to produce a very in-depth, complex economic analysis of the impact of the federal Methane 75 regulations and the federal oil and gas cap, and before that, of course, the federal clean electricity regulations. They should be very proud of their work. And you'll have a chance to speak to the chair, Michael Malani, following my remarks. I understand he's going to be beamed in here virtually. So the numbers, the findings in the report are dramatic, as you can see, and I understand the report was released to you yesterday. Keep in mind that it is fully within the remit of the tribunal to find that there was no economic harm or minimal economic harm. And that's not what the tribunal found. Keep in mind also that in many cases, over the course of both the reports, the tribunal has relied on the same experts as the federal government. And the federal government has relied on them in previous reports and in previous work. So for the federal government to call this tribunal ideological, which it has, is disrespectful and frankly ridiculous, particularly as experts hired by the federal government have also found economic harm. Most recently, over the course of the summer, Federal Natural Resource Minister Jonathan Wilkinson's own department did focus group research, which reported that Canadians aren't seeing a, quote, clear path forward on federal climate programs, that they question the point, and most of all are wary of the cost. Also, federal auditors have recently called out Stephen Guilbeault's department for what they call poor oversight of millions of dollars in green subsidies. Management of taxpayer money has been so sloppy that there is a risk, say auditors, of potential legal and reputational damage to the federal government. As reported by Blacklock's, quote, there is no overarching strategy that guides the overall federal investment in the pursuit of clean technology for either economic or environmental outcomes. The cumulative impact of these decisions, from research through to adoption, is not monitored, measured, or attributed, end quote. So that's not good. That sounds like they need a tribunal. We can offer them plenty of facts and evidence. Clearly, the economic harm represented by these two federal mandates is real. The economic harm is also evidence. In this case, independent, quantitative evidence. Every case needs evidence. And if we are to challenge these harmful economic policies, constitutionally or otherwise, we have to have evidence. This arms us with evidence. The Saskatchewan First Act regulations are very clear. These reports can be used as evidence. And this evidence is ultimately about people. It's about jobs, and it's about the economy. By 2050, with these two mandates, royalty and tax revenue losses up to $7 billion, lost government revenues in Saskatchewan, $43 billion, and up to 34,000 job losses. And the kicker, as the Explorers and Producers Association has also stated, is that, quote, the inclusion of methane emissions as part of the oil and gas cap will not see additional reductions in emissions. Will not see additional reductions in emissions. These mandates, quote, simply add costs onto the sector for the sake of adding costs. When people say, so what? When they say this is no big deal, when they say you're piling on the feds, I say to quantify and protect these jobs is our job, whatever it takes. Quebec would do it, so why can't Saskatchewan? If we don't say it and highlight the problem and highlight the harm, who does? Saskatchewan First means something. The federal government also cannot do any of this constitutionally. Oil production, methane regulation fall exclusively within provincial jurisdiction over natural resources under Section 92A of the Constitution. The nuts and bolts of specific industries and regulating them is provincial turf. In the carbon tax case, dissenting judges in particular expressed concern that the carbon tax regulations would either benefit or penalize different industries across the country. In other words, the Supreme Court was worried that the federal government would pick industrial winners and losers, which is exactly what they've done, exactly what's happened. And we've seen this patchwork, this uneven application of regulations by the federal government so many times, too many times, including, of course, with the carbon tax, when the federal government decided to carve out an exemption for Atlantic Canada. And now the wheels are coming off. BC NDP Premier David Eby is now calling for the elimination of federal carbon pricing. And Ms. Beck, she claims to have been against it all along. It's called a bandwagon. But we have challenged these policies all the way from the beginning. So I'll leave it there and happy to take your questions.